Second cup of coffee time. We are live everywhere. It's Second Cup of Coffee. I'm holding a phone in my hand, talking about the adverse effect of too much technology today, which goes hand in hand. Is that a pun, right? Hand in hand. So, unfortunately, here we go. Fortunate enough, that's where we go. We are ready to go. So, how's your day been so far? I haven't seen you basically all morning because you guys have been doing lots of stuff, and I've been doing lots of stuff. I've literally been on the phone since I came up here, which is good or bad. Yeah. But now I've enjoyed every conversation, learned a ton, and I'm ready to take this next step. Are you?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm Jason.
I'm Pili.
This is Second Cup of Coffee. Excited to get started with you. Let's get this potentially moving right now. It's telling me here. So Pili is live.
Yay.
And I'm live.
Jason's live.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
So.
It's an excellent Thursday.
It is.
Whew. What are we doing today?
We are talking.
We're talking.
Okay, good. We got that out of the way. Okay. So we've covered that topic. We're here. We're there. We're talking on technology and is it killing creativity? And noting that we get a lot accomplished and it makes us more efficient with technology. Sometimes we never have a down moment, so it doesn't push our minds to have to think, right? And some of the great things that have come up and some of the things that have been beneficial is James Altucher talks. It is 10 ideas a day, and it can just be anything. Just generate 10 ideas. So it could be, let's make 10 ideas for new episode topics for Second Cup of Coffee. It could be 10 workouts. It could be 10 side hustles I want to focus on. It could be
10 homeschooling
techniques. It could be 10 anything. Events we want to do with our kids.
10 ways to use marshmallows.
10 ways to use marshmallows. But if you think about that,
let's keep that
gets the mind to get going, right? And so many times we just power through our day every day, and we're just resisting what was given to us. I mean, these beautiful minds we have, and Russell Crowe or not Russell Crowe invited, but the beautiful mind of being the point of having, and you see where I was going with that. I let you catch on to see where your creativity was running. But if you have this point here where you can give yourself the moment to take your space back, well, that's where you're going to get your best ideas, right?
Yes. Your
best ideas are never in doing. It's in the moments when you're actually allowing your brain to breathe, right? So I find my best time where a lot of my ideas come up is running, right? And why is that? Because I'm not putting my mind under the pressure to find the idea when maybe the moment is not there, but I have to give myself the moment, right? Because if I just crush through everything, well, there's no growth, there's no creativity, and then the future is dim.
I think, again, it comes down to choice. We can choose to be on this little screen that we have in our pockets, in our hands, in front of our faces all the time, or we can choose to put it down. We can choose to stare at the computer for days, weeks on end, or we can choose to go for a walk on the beach. I think, and I don't know any quotes or the exact story, but I know high producing like CEOs and creatives in the tech world will actually step away from their screens. Yes. I love you too. Look at this little girl. She needs to be taking a nap.
So with that, right, we have moments in our day and each and every day where we're constantly on the grind, right? And our reactions become that if I have this down moment, pick up my phone and start doing something, right? So I don't know, doing something. The games you can play or social media or checking posts or texting or at this point. And it's like that pattern of click function that you don't get away from. But we really need is we need to capture back the time and the space we have available to us so we could really just find new ideas, find new ways to involve, find new ways to be valuable or bring value or create the life that we're looking for. Because if we can't picture the life we want, or we can't come up with the ideas of the direction we want to go, we're never going to accomplish it, right? Because it's never going to be real.
No.
Can you go join your brother back? Because he's wondering why you're not up. So you need to go sit down with him, please.
So you need to give yourselves time. I'm going to go put this little one back into bed. as the other little one comes. I'm going to go put these little ones back into bed. I'm going to let Jason take this one.
Leave me with that.
Give yourself time to regenerate your brain. Take yourself off of these screens. Take yourself away from the television. Take yourself away from Minecraft or videos or games or whatever that you watch on. I'm talking to my 6-year-old. Whatever you watch, so you can generate these amazing ideas that'll change the world. And I will be right back.
Some of the biggest things that large companies do that we can learn from is that there's points where they have to survey what they're doing and they have to look at their landscape and ask themselves, this might be the most viable source for what we're doing, but are we juggling too many things? And what we're juggling, is it the best use of our resources? Right. And so you look at, petroleum companies that are looking at really natural solutions, even though it's ultimately going to be, they'll put resources there. Ultimately, that 90% of their money is coming from really their gas resources, but they're putting all this money into a natural proponent because they're understanding that the world is taking a different curve, and there's going to be some back and forth. Either the resources available are going to get used up within the earth, or there's going to be a definite desire and move away from things that are harmful, not only to the earth, but to the environment and to people around us. The same thing goes with businesses, right? So Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy. Netflix had these opportunities to grow and scale in a way, but they were so hardened in and so basically stuck in their ways that they got crushed because they weren't open to take the moment and really just look at all the balls they're juggling and then ultimately drop the balls that weren't best for the resources.
Take the moment.
Take the moment. But that's what we all need to do in our life. We're so worried that we're on this freight train. If the train stops moving, that everything's going to get derailed. But sometimes we need things to just fall off that track for the moment to say, well, did I even need to be on that track in the first place? Because we'll power through and we'll resist, right? So it's like you have a wall and you have to get to the other side, and you just keep pounding through that wall, and you're so committed to that task that you're not looking at really the resources available, and you don't look 3 feet to your left or right to notice that there's a door on either side, right? Because you have to get to the other side. Well, that's lots of times with where our creativity comes in, is that we have to give ourselves moments to breathe so we can have the potential to just look at our setting, look at our environment, look at what's available to us to say, I'm on this path and I'm going downhill right now, but I don't have to stay here. I could go off the rails for that moment to look at my next step, my next available options, and it might be completely outside the box. But if I stay where I am, I can't expect my results to change, because this is where I am. But if I'm looking for a different outcome, then I have to look at basically the other options. I mean, what's the opposite of what I'm doing, right? So Uber right now, they're in a market with Lyft where they're basically competing, right? But here's the options, right? Discounted on it's basically one for one. It's the same operation. So now they have to look at other environments here where they can get into it. Well, it's natural. They're driving around. So now they're buying up delivery companies for food. So they're offering Uber Eats, and they can't grow in that model because the model there is they're also competing on discounts. There's only so many discounts you can go on food. So their ability to grow is on basically buying another operation that now they can grow their scale based on really combining forces to compete with the bigger player there. You look at these environments, you look at these things, and you have to look at this, well, is this going to hurt my core business, or is it going to add to it? There's a lot of companies doing this that we look at in the high level and we say, okay, this company's doing great, but they have to be forward looking, right? Because if you look at the S&P 500, look at these companies, like Caesar Sustainability now, for a company that used to be around hundreds of years, well, now they're 20 years, less. Like, the companies do not sustain, right? So we have to look at our future and look at the understand that things are going to keep moving forward, right? So we have James Doctor actually brought up another good point. So we have 4G, which is good. Now we're going to have 5G,
Mm-hmm.
but should we be looking at what's potential now for 5G, or should we really be looking at 6G? Because that's going to be right behind it, right? So why focus on what we know is already happening instead of focusing on that next step down the line. So we actually brought up the other day where, what is it that's going to be like to us? It was like, imagine we had to use the rotary phone and you couldn't connect with anybody. There's no cell phones. We brought up like, what is that going to be for our kids? Well, what's that going to be for our future? Right. Because what we can't see will definitely not be achieved by us, but that doesn't mean other people are not looking for it. Are you coming with me here on this?
I am coming with you, but I'm listening to what you have to say.
So if you look at your environment, right, just because you can't see it right now does not mean it's not possible. Mm-hmm. You just can't see it right now. And you need to find a space in your mind to see what you want. And you can believe in visualization or affirmation on points, but the people who prove that method, right, you can believe in that or not. And if you don't need it to work with it, then great, you don't need it to work with it. But if you want to put that into your mindset and just say, this is what I'm going to see in my future, well, then it's possible to yourself. And it's about using your creativity to find the possibilities that are available to your future. Are you going to learn to fly? Probably not, but is it possible? I don't know. I mean, what else isn't possible at this point? I mean, look at Elon Musk. You think he was basically playing small with his mind to start. I would counter that argument to say that he's probably thinking he's doing small with what he's doing because his mind is it's so far into the future to really look at where they're going. And if you think about even Tesla, right? So let's look at Tesla. They know that they're going to be driven by the energy sources, right? That's why they brought on Solar City, right? That's going to accompany that. But they also know the sustainability of vehicles and moving energy is a big factor. So where is Tesla making its second most money right now?
I have no idea.
Creating batteries.
That makes all the sense. So
if you think about that, now they're creating batteries, right? And so that's going to be their secondary core business, which might actually eventually outperform their business, because at some point, more factories and parts, everything's here in America, all these other points, maybe the production hits a cap or that part. But if you start having batteries and the whole world is moving from gas into batteries, and you're the premier battery maker because you have that technology and a rotation, well, now you can really grow in that scale. And now you're adding on something that's within your vessel of lining, but you're able to now give it off. And is that going to help the message of moving, everybody to electric cars and like saving the environment for Elon? Yes. And he's not going to be able to do it himself, and he's being realistic. And he's also using ways that can help the world and then help other competitors. Are they really competing? No, because there's going to be enough of a market to go forward where everybody's going to need this.
So basically, you don't need to be Tesla. You don't need to be Elon Musk. You don't need to be Bill Gates. You don't need to be all these like people that are famous and out there. But have that mindset. Have that mindset of someone who looks into the future. How can you up-level what you are doing right now to help yourself 5-10 years from now? It could be a year from now. What can you do right now in this moment that'll help you for tomorrow?
Well, they're basically framing the world, right? So they're framing the world, which you can do too. You can frame it however you want.
Mm-hmm. Any way you want.
Any way you want. So you can frame it to be that I'm limited on the options to me, or you can frame it on the available options are limitless.
Yes. Be limitless.
Be limitless. What else you got?
We're going to go to the beach today.
You know what is limitless? Our ability to work at getting our kids to sleep.
No. I think out of everything that we do, that's probably the most limited.
I do frame the conversation with Leo pretty well. Our youngest just turned 2, and he gets his mind pretty set on things. So I completely change the frame on him. So if he's into food, I will get him to some toy he wants to play, and then from the toy I'll get him to something. It's like it's the blind leading the blind there, but we find our patterns.
It's working. Spent today.
It works until it doesn't.
I woke up, got my yoga in. And then I jumped into getting ready for the beach today. We are going to go celebrate our anniversary and Luke's 6th birthday over at Ocean City this weekend.
Awesome. So this is going to be a great day.
It's an amazing day.
Have a great day. We got a lot of work to do. We have a ton more is coming up, which if you don't know what that is, it is Mothers of Real Estate with some awesome real estate investors. So you'll see that at 1 o'clock. I will be watching Juggling 3 Kids. The Hopefully 2 dogs have gone to the dog hotel today, so they are living the life, being pampered right now. Jill probably has little cotton balls between our toes and getting our nails done? I would assume so. I wouldn't ever doubt it from that one. Hope you're having an awesome day. We will figure out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we will do something.
Maybe we'll go live from the beach.
We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
All right, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Aloha.
But we're still here. But we'll see you tomorrow.